passion was a sort of madness. He was a man possessed.
Never ran, I just tracked in the field. You don't wanna see me back in the field. Fuck around and start taxing for real. Stay raw, that's for maximum feel. You don't really know what passion it is. Stating facts, I ain't asking for real. I can tell you ain't fight for a meal. I go deep in the dark for a thrill. I can feel my grandpa through the chills. You ain't even gotta ask, we working. Waiting on the last call, close curtain. I'ma set a mousetrap, who lurking? I just stay tapped in through the urges. Am I in the astral or earth is? Hard to tell cause it's two worlds merging. Never ran, I just tracked in the field. You don't wanna see me back in the field. Fuck around and start taxing for real. Stay raw, that's for maximum feel. You don't really know what passion it is. Stating facts, I ain't asking for real. I can tell you ain't fight for a meal.
I can tell you're not masking for real. More like mass and gills. I was in a max like steel. Felt real pain like Max. Now my shit clean, Ajax. Thought I was a CNA. Where I was passing pills. Thought I had a CPA, 10K in a day. But nigga, I'm taxing still. I win the game, then take the fame, yeah. This that Paxton feel. Put up the numbers, no contract we under. Nigga, went from meat to the meals. I got a money tree. I got a honeybee. Broke hoes don't get none of me. Held me back, then they gon' front on me. But we here now, and it's kinda weird how,
Never ran, I just tracked in the field. You don't wanna see me back in the field. Fuck around and start texting for real. Stay raw, that's for maximum feel. You don't really know what passion it is. Stating facts, I ain't asking for real. I can tell you ain't fight for a meal. Let 'em know. I can tell you ain't fight for a meal. I ain't asking for real.
Your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer. Your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. You are traveling with the Hood Mystic. You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic. Time to tap in now.
I'm living my life like it's golden. 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 Golden. Living my life like it's 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 golden. Golden. I'm living my life like.
peace to the tribe, peace to the collective. It's the Hood Mystic. Representing www.hoodmystic.com. Here with another video. Today, we're going to be discussing vibration. And understanding vibration, you will understand how to manifest. Because what would you get if you just sat back and asked God for everything? Just ask God to do everything for you. And maybe he'll listen 10 times out of 10, though. He ain't going to listen. And you're going to be sitting there asking God to help you manifest, do all of these things. And it's just not going to happen. You're going to be looking crazy. The thing of it is, we must understand vibration, because vibration is the bridge between the physical and spiritual world. We got a paid article in the section of Money and Metaphysics. I got a title for the book. Well, let me just break this down. We got the Substack running. It's going to be the first link in the description. And I've been writing a book in the Substack. ever so slowly but surely, right? And I don't feel like a book should be written fast anyway. But besides the point, I've been writing a book, and the working title was Money and Metaphysics. But today, I think I finally figured out what the actual title was going to be, the design of the book, so forth and so on. Last year, I put out a book called A Spiritual Being Having a Human Experience, and that was a red book with a black star. This book is going to be called Blue Magic, and it's going to be a blue book with a white star. So that's just going to be my little thing, and it just hit me how I want to do it and how I want to come with it. So it's going to be a two-book series, but more or less, it's going to be a book on money and metaphysics, and it's gonna come out, but it's not gonna come out no time soon. Like it's not gonna come out tomorrow, but you can read the book now if you want to be honest about it. All you gotta do is join the Substack, $5 a month. You could join the Substack for free, but any concept that I'm working with in reference to blue magic or money and metaphysics is going to be in the pay section. So you're going to at least have to drop that $5 a month to get access to this documentation. And the thing about it is that I'm writing, but I'm either give you sources or I'm gonna give you footnotes. So this article in particular, I got some footnotes there. So just giving you more context, more backstory to what I'm actually writing, just to let you know I'm not shooting for the from the hip. I'm actually giving you an understanding that has a basis in reality, but it's also to get you up out of here. So with that being said, let's just talk about vibration. Now, it's going to be a differentiation between language and vibration. Language is what I'm doing right now. Talking is what we do right now. But one would say it's a lot of power in talking, and one would say that it's not really a lot of power in talking, but it's hard to really say. But the reason why we can't differentiate between whether language is powerful or not is because it's not the language that's powerful, it's the vibration that's powerful. It's the energy behind the language that's powerful. And this is a personal responsibility as a spiritual being to understand. So we get confused about this thing, right? We want things, we want nouns, people, places, and things. But the reality of our vibration is the reality of the things that we have. Even as a little kid, you can manifest a different reality for yourself based upon your vibration. You can get a babysitter, your mom and dad can drop you off. You can be so talented that your school adopt you, you traveling with the band, traveling with the basketball team. It's a lot of different realities that a human being can go through. And one would say, what's the differentiation between a person who's accomplishing their dreams and a person that's not accomplishing their dreams? Is not the language. It is the simple vibration. So obviously, you're going to have to know how to talk and utilize language, but that's not the end all be all. Because we all went to the same English classes, learned the same words, got the same A's on the spelling test, but we all had different realities. So the quality of your reality, and this is why if we all got A's on our tests and we went home and we all had different realities, but we in essence said the same words, the words wasn't the thing. It's almost like a confusing thing. It's like a utterance. It's like It could just be it could just be sounds that's coming out of your mouth that really don't mean shit. Like in your brain, you think that you're saying something, but the reality of language, it could be like in reality, it sounds like blah 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 blah. And as spiritual beings, we could be able to look at this reality from a different perspective. And it's just a million people on YouTube going blah 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 blah. And as spiritual beings, we'll look down on this earth like if we was an alien looking down on this earth. Like these people don't even understand language. Like they don't even understand what they're even saying or how they're saying or the power of what they're saying. Because it starts with the vibration and it ends with the vibration. They say that nonverbal, we can actually look this up because the computer is right here. How important is nonverbal communication? Your nonverbal communication cues, the way you listen, look, move, and react, tell the person you're communicating with whether or not you care, if you're being truthful, and how well you are listening. When your nonverbal signals match up with the words you are saying, they increase trust, clarity, and rapport. So think about that. Like the things that's going on in your head is the real reason that a person is either going to be connecting to you or not connecting to you. Even if they smash in them guts, they probably might not connect to you based upon your nonverbal communication because when they talk, you're not even listening to them because the way that you're thinking is not putting you in a receptive mode. And even the importance of inner work, thoughts, processing, it actually connects you to spirituality. That's why, and another way of saying this is that spirituality cannot be faked. You can't actually say things all the time when it comes to spiritual concepts. You have to feel them. You have to feel them based upon your vibration. Your vibration is your language of communication. So, how you actually feel is the predetermined thing of what you'll actually manifest. See, this is a secret and a key to manifesting. And the reason that I'm sharing this with you is because this is researched information. This isn't even something that I could even think of. So the time that you think to, the time that you take to think and process things should be counteracted with the time that you're utilizing to just simply feel good. So, what would that look like in real life? It would be, having a certain aesthetically pleasing atmosphere wherever you're at and whatever you're doing. Keeping up with a schedule, or like what really and truly raises your vibration and getting in tune with your vibration, or even recognizing that you're out of tune with your vibration and then thinking, what shadow work do I need to do to get back in the proper vibratory frequency that's in alignment with the truth that I'm an extension of source. You are an extension of source. You're not an actual human being. That human being part of you has been indoctrinated and dogmatized and then put on a conveyor belt as a more or less of a machine. So in order to like reprogram yourself, you have to get to the root of who you are. And in order to get to the root of who you are, you got to like cancel those loops and programs that have been created through trauma. And once you actually, and there's so many different loops and programs that, sometimes, the way that this society goes, we eagerly traumatize ourselves through the mode of, sex and promiscuity. And then when we trying to understand our spiritual lives, we be behind the eight ball because our relationships aren't indicative of who we are as extensions of source energy. Our relationships are a representation of who we are as ego beings. So this is a reality, right? A reality that we must like really uncover as spiritual beings, because if we truly uncover this simple reality through observation and understanding and just reflection on this simple sentence: in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. So once again, when we talk about God in the Bible context, it's taken from the Hebrew word Yahweh. Now, Yahweh is a simple formula. That formula is masculine and feminine. So in Hebrew, Torah, root concepts, contextual understanding of what it means to be God is simply a masculine and feminine relationship. So the word being God is simply understanding the relationship or the language or the nonverbal cues or even the vibration between masculine and feminine energies. And now the reality of like relationships is that they're not safe spaces anymore. There are ticking time bombs and toxic environments. So think about the words that are being exchanged in a toxic relationship and why those words are being exchanged. Why are you not in love with your partner? Is because you or your partner or a combination of both have not done shadow work to even, like, you can't forgive one another. It's a lot of microaggressions and anger built between you. So you can't even express the fact that you're an extension of source energy with your partner. So the word being God is really a stretch of the imagination for a lot of people because we want to get to God by ourselves. And God, in essence, is not a personal endeavor. God is masculine and feminine energy because what does that do? It allows you to create. Now, you cannot create a baby by yourself. A man can't create a baby by itself. A woman can't create a baby by itself. So therefore, God can never represent a man by itself or a woman by itself because you can't create from those states of being. The only way that you can create is when the masculine and feminine come together. A man and a woman creates a baby. God is a creator. In order for you to be in your creator state of mind, it is in the relationship. But the thing that creates the relationship is the word. When you are able to be honest with your significant other and not hold certain egotistical dispositions, judgments, and it's so good to be able to understand the word and speak about the word and just be in my spiritual development bag because I see it in different cultures. I see love in different cultures. I don't see it in our culture because our culture is under a certain level of witchcraft and demonic, like demonic stronghold, sorcery. I don't know what to call it, right? But we can't bear witness to God as a culture. We can only bear witness to materialism. So when we're discussing God, we're also discussing the words, but we're not discussing some man in the mirror, sky father, right? Saying what you should or should not do. God, in its truest essence, is the black man and the black woman being able to love one another in truth and unconditionality. I mean, you're supposed to look at the woman that you're in front of. You're supposed to look at the man that you're in front of and know that you love this person in the past life and you're going to love this person after this life. And the bond that you created with this person has existed before this world was even created. Because in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. So the bonds that you have is very simple. It's to another human being. But a selfish individual does not know God. A selfish individual cannot create. A selfish individual is going to figure out how to cope and make it through life, skimming and scamming, working, saving money, wondering why things ain't working out for them because we're talking about vibration. And one of the key ways to vibrate at a higher level is through love. And when you alone, you're not reaching a level of love that you could possibly reach when you are in love with somebody and that person is in love with you. These are actual real states of consciousness that one could exist that's going to actually raise your vibration. Nothing is going to raise your vibration than another human being being in love with you. And if you think something else is going to raise your vibration other than love, you're going to be chasing motherfucking waterfalls like fucking T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chili. And then trying to figure out, well, I don't know. I've been to fucking Ghana, Botswana, Chile, Colombia, and I'm not happy. Now, the solution is very simple. Raise your vibration and your frequency because, see, I'm going to explain something to y'all. Whoever's watching, whoever can understand and understand the conversation that we're having. You can have anything you want in this life if you're able to raise your vibration and match deities and energies face to face, eye to eye, shoulder to shoulder. If you're willing to do the things to raise your vibration, you can have anything that you want. No scam, no flim, no flim. Now, we got to actually look at these particular points of consciousness and points of references that, niggas that I deal with and talk to on a daily basis, as much as we wish to be spiritual, we still got guilt and shame and apathy that that's on our plates. Guilty that we ain't accomplished shit that we wanted to accomplish, shame that we done did shit that we ain't supposed to do. But this is a thing that we need to understand about spirituality or life and existence. If you got breath in your body, you can actually transform your life. If you got breath in your body, you can actually raise your vibration. But if you're not, see, the thing about my channel, the things that I'm talking to y'all about is things that are actually true, but nobody's actually telling you specifically about it. To which you can have a whole conversation with a person and you'll be talking about what you want and what you don't want, and then be like, damn, it's out of the realms of possibilities for me to get what I want. So, it is what it is. I'm going to take that L and continue on about my life. But I don't want you to have that. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be like that. I don't want people watching my channel to even be like that. That I don't to live in a world in a life where there is no solution and it just is what it is. Because as much as you say you want to change your life, as much as you talk a good game about your business, as much as you talk a good game about what you're trying to manifest, as much as you talk it and speak it into existence and affirm it and do affirmations and vision boards, but you don't never correct your actual fucking frequency and vibration, nothing is going to change for you. But if you never have an affirmation, if you never spoke shit into existence, if you never told a soul, but all you did was go from guilt, shame, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride into courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy. A lot of people is apathetic. They don't realize that they have a path. They don't understand the fact that they are an extension of source energy. They think they just a motherfucker that made mistakes in life, and that they gotta kiss ass for the rest of their life, or they gotta kick rocks, or drag they Timberlands up against the goddamn concrete. And the reality is life is extremely simple when you understand vibration. Whatever deity that you want to match with, you can match with it through enlightenment. Like the ways to actual love is through yourself. But one would say, man, I don't know the first step. The first step is shadow work. The second step is chakra work. Once you get all of that in order, look at your chart and start mapping shit out. But before we get into complex esoteric metaphysics and occult studies, if you mad about your motherfucking daddy, start there. If you mad about your fucking baby daddy, start there. If you actually mad about some shit, start there. Because grief is a motherfucker. Somebody died and you really soft about that shit. Start there. Because if somebody died that's close to you and you sad about it, the only thing that represents is that your vibration is low. And when it comes to actually getting what you want out of life, it's going to be a hard road to follow. If you get to a level where you just operate and enjoy, what is joy? Joy is being happy all the time and knowing that your happiness comes from you. So if you ever at a point where you just at a level of joy, that means that nobody can take that from you. Nobody can give it to you. And it's not a matter of circumstance. It's not a matter of hard work. It's a matter of vibration and frequency. Now, vibration is like the result. Like vibration is the shaking. Frequency is the pulsation of energy from one extreme to the next. So back and forth will create something to shake. Now, this is a constant revelation, realization of energy. And all I can say, because I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm on this level, I'm on that level. All I can say is that it's times in my life where I just be so filled with love for no fucking reason. And I just and there'll be nobody else around, but I just be needing to tell somebody that I love them. So I just tell myself, like, man, I love you, Kyrie. But I just have this real strong love for myself. And it really happened when I was just like taking mushrooms a lot. It was that was that one summer where I was taking a whole bunch of mushrooms. If you know, you know, right? We all had those summers where we, deep diving in psychedelics. But it was a point in time where I had a transformational understanding of thought where I have this deep love for self. And so when people ask me how I'm doing, I tell them, man, I'm doing great. But that's not my struggle any longer. My struggle now is to help other people see and understand what I already see and understand. And I'm not trying to say that I'm better than nobody when I say this. I'm really saying this with the hopes and the understanding that, man, we all can operate at this understanding of vibration and frequency and not be on no bullshit. Because if you don't understand this, and the reason, people will actually need you for certain shit. And the reality is that you don't need nobody for nothing. And if you can figure that out, and so the concept is this: you don't need a person for anything. You want a person so you could just pour into them. You could just give to them, right? And that's real relationships where people are just pouring into one another. Fucked up relationships, and anybody can get into a fucked up relationship where a motherfucker just need you and need you and need you. And it's cool to be needed, you know what I'm saying? But motherfuckers have nothing to really offer, even if a motherfucker ain't even gonna wash the dishes, wash their ass, do anything to like make life better, right? Most of y'all be in relationships where you gotta argue with your girl or your dude all the fucking time. The only problem with that is that it's really distorting your relationship and your vibration. Your vibration is some shit that you can't fake. So what does this feel like and sound like? If your relationship is ass and you trying to manifest, you got to start there, because what you really feel like within the realms of that relationship is what you really feel like. Operating through obligation and overall slavery. I was telling my son about girls, so he's like, basically, you gonna be a slave. I was like, I don't know how you actually got that from what I just said, but it makes sense, right? It's slavery where when people can't really fixate and focus in on the vibration within the relationship to operate in the realms of joy, love, peace, and enlightenment. It's really a goddamn shame. And the motherfuckers, I know 90% of people in a relationship right now, in a relationship just because, and they not even understanding what could actually happen in the realms of relationship, because nobody is actually informing individuals on the power of vibration. What is vibration? Vibration is frequency. What is frequency? Frequency is energy that is able to go from one extreme to the next. So you got to be real careful with deep, dark, negative thoughts, because your negative thoughts can teeter from the extreme to unextreme. And that's just how your shit is. That's just how your shit is. You just going for one extreme. And the mind is a very dark and scary place. And it don't matter how beautiful you is, if you don't understand vibration, your mind could be a very dark and scary place, and people be like, "Ooh, girl, you so fucking fine, you so fucking sexy." Like, yeah, and so what? I'm suffering through shame, guilt, and apathy. I don't even know who I am. I don't even know what path I am. But you got the muscles and you sexy. Yeah, you get with me, you going to deal with a whole basket case. What did Chris Brown say? When you deal with me, you dealing with a mental patient. That nigga wasn't lying. Cause we talking about serotonin too. Cause you got to factor in your hair, I said your heroin. I meant to say your hormones. Serotonin. Once again, if a person give you $1 million, it's not going to affect your serotonin, not one bit. But niggas will sell their soul for $1 million. The things that actually affect your serotonin, one of the things is that your body can create more serotonin, but you can only lose serotonin. How do we know this is true? Look at a child when they're a little kid. For the most part, they happy as fuck for no reason. Like a little kid, just imagine a 3-year-old. The things that make a 3-year-old happy versus the things that make a 23-year-old happy is a whole big world of a difference. And the reason why is that it don't take a lot for a 3-year-old to be happy because his body have a nice assortment of serotonin. Serotonin is the happiness hormone. But through traumas, trials, and tribulations, that little boy, that little girl is no longer. It's not to say that the little boy, little girl don't get happy as they get older. It just take more and 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 more for them to get happy. And that's the biggest trick. So when I say nobody teaching you shit, motherfuckers not going to teach you how to maintain and hold on to your joy. They're actually going to trick you and traumatize you up out of it and then not even teach you how to get it back. But that's why we continue to study and that's why we continue to understand universal laws. Why do we need to understand universal laws? The same way we need to understand traffic laws. The same way you ain't going to steal from the store because you don't want to go to jail. Now, you don't want to be out of the loop when it comes to being spiritually successful. You need to understand divine laws. The best way to start is getting to the Kabbalion. Write notes on the 7 Hermetic laws and journal around those 7 Hermetic laws. Create a disposition about yourself to operate within the 7 Hermetic laws. One of the first laws is I got a playlist somewhere on my channel. But, at the end of the day, if you operate within those divine laws, you don't got to want or wish for nothing. The reason why, because you are source energy. The part of you that source energy don't got to ask for shit. The part of you that source energy can manifest any and everything. You just have to be able to tune into it. But you can't trick yourself to tune into it. You actually got to do the work to feel good. You actually got to do the work to tap into the feeling space. What is that work? Imagine yourself being 3 years old. How happy you would be just to be alive, just to run around, just to experience life. Like, you got to figure out how to feel as good as you possibly could feel. And that's going to be hard for a lot of y'all because, you look halfway decent. So when you look halfway decent, you're going to have these relationships with these strangers and they're going to throw you off your rhythm. They're going to throw you off your energy. So now you motherfucker telling me about a boyfriend or a girlfriend and this, that, and the third. And it's going to just, be some shit that's always going to throw off your energy. Because what the fuck? What is it really worth? What is it really for? We have been tricked and bamboozled in a way of living. So to get back to original way of living, you have to understand that you are pure energy. You are pure energy. The thing that makes your body move, stand up, groove, dance, listen, all of these things that you experience in this realm is taking place by the way of the fact that you are pure energy. So by tuning into this pure energy sense of consciousness that you have, the more you do it, the more you raise your energy. But don't do it like in a way where you feel energetic blocks and you ignore those energetic blocks. You got to address your shit. You got to really address your shit. You got to really get into your pain points. You got to really get into some shit where if you don't know why you ain't happy, then you probably a hoe, right? If you go and just act like, well, I don't know what's wrong. Well, you probably out here hoeing. You got mad sexual partners and they take your energy. If you can't pinpoint it, because we can really take this energy and do the dumbest shit. And the way society is set up, you could do whatever you want to now, and ain't nobody going to keep you in check, and ain't nobody going to stop you. And then there's gonna be a lot of ideologies that's gonna say, yeah, I don't get you could be a hoe, it don't matter. But we gotta go back to this, to the guilt and shame aspect. Guilt and shame is anything that you do that you don't let motherfuckers know that you're doing. So that's why it's good to have a partner. Cause if a motherfucker be like, well, what you and your partner be doing, I be blowing that back out the frame. That's what we be doing. I ain't shameful about it. I ain't guilty about it or nothing. Leg to the window, to the wall, to the sweat drop down. You understand? Like, ain't no guilt, ain't no shame. You got to be able to be in, but say for instance, you get your back blew out the frame, but it ain't nobody's business. Why it ain't nobody's business? Because you feel guilt around it. That's lowest of the lows. That's lowest of the lows. But the way society is set up, since you can do whatever you want to do and you ain't willing to stand in it, uh, you don't even gotta worry about nothing else. Really. Motherfuckers that you gonna come in contact with, they gonna be guilty of some shit that they did. And if you come into contact with them and you speaking this hot fire spirituality, but they feel guilty, that's just what it is. They gotta come to grips with that. And not towards you. Like, basically, motherfuckers gotta let it go. Cause it ain't even nothing. It's all like, especially in this time where we all hoes and we all made mistakes and we never knew shit. Nobody ever taught us anything. We don't have a culture. It's a free for all, basically. No community. You got to give yourself some grace to be able to transform your life and actually identify these things, but then say, okay, this is what I'm letting go of during the waning moon leading up to the solar eclipse. Get rid of everything because you are pure energy. There's no way that you could exist in this spiritual being reality and be guilty and shameful of shit that you did as a human being. You got to be able to get over this shit. Oh, Pawpaw died. Who gives a shit? Oh, I'm afraid. Who gives a shit? Oh, I want this. Who gives a shit? Oh, I'm mad at you. Who gives a shit? Black power. Who gives a shit? And people will make whole careers off of these energies and going to work, basking in this energy and never figuring out why they can't get over the hump. Because in this game, it take a lot, like courage to quit your job and take up your spiritual path. Most people are not even going to ever quit their job. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. That job done allowed them to get a house. They is never quitting their job. So when it comes to actual vibration and frequency, these is not conversations that you can have with them because they're not courageous. But as I stated earlier, I'm gonna try to do as much spiritual development late night videos as I possibly can leading up to this solar eclipse. And one of the main topics that I was addressing in the actual video for the lunar eclipse was that every physical every physical person, every human being has a non-physical counterpart. Cuz the root of physicality is non-physicality. Now, this non-physical counterpart is basically, for lack of better words, your genie in the bottle. But in the lower vibratory frequencies, you're not able to perceive or deal with the genie in the bottle. So the thing of it, within your relationships, by yourself, you have to raise your vibration and stop talking and telling people how you feel. Stop telling your boyfriend how you feel. Raise your vibration. What the fuck is he gonna do about how you feel though? You know? You really an ancient motherfucker if you end your relationship off of you not being happy. That's some ain't shit nigga shit to do. Understand, if you ruined your relationship because you wasn't happy, you an ain't shit person. Because the person that you're in the relationship with is not responsible for your happiness. You're responsible for your happiness. So, and since we're not really, like I said, I'm doing this for people who are not taught this shit. Like sat down and taught vibration, frequency, consciousness. You are pure energy. You're not the gender. You're not the body. You're not the race. You're not your sister, brother, mom, dad. You are pure energy. Everything else comes later. Meaning that if you don't deal with the pure energy self, then the sister is an ancient sister. The mother is an ancient mother. The brother is an ancient brother because in all of his trying to be a good dad, he's sucking at being a good dad. How many times have you wanted money and you ain't got no motherfucking money? Make that make sense. How many times have you wanted a boyfriend, girlfriend, and you fucking jacking off to go to fucking sleep? If wanting shit was powerful, nigga, you would have everything you ever desired and wanted. But that obviously ain't the way to go. But if you talk to a motherfucker, they gonna be telling you what they want and what they feel and what they need. As if it was a thing, wouldn't you have it already? If Michael Jordan won 6 titles, why can't he coach every fucking team and tell them how he owned the Charlotte Hornets? The Charlotte Hornets should be winning the motherfucking NBA title, but they don't even make it into the play-in. But Michael Jordan won 6 championships, meaning that Michael Jordan's non-physical counterpart is much more stronger than him being a owner of a team. Him being a player and his spirit as being a player is much more stronger than anything else, and it can't translate to anything else. And it's crazy because people want to make the correlation. Well, if he won 6 championships, he gonna own the team, and then because he got the heart of a champion, you know how niggas like say weird shit like that. He got the heart of a lion. He got the heart of a champion. We're gonna win the championship, and them niggas can't even win the game. He should be able to teach the players how to fucking be like him. Like he had whole commercials and the tagline was be like Mike. I wanna be like Mike. But we can never be like Mike. You can only be like LaMelo Ball. You can only be like Miles Bridges. You can only be like Brandon Miller. And whatever destiny that this current assemblance of the Charlotte Hornets, that's what it's going to be. And it ain't going to be nothing else because it's already within a collective agreement. We can't, your only thing that you can be like is yourself, but you need to figure out how to do that. Because you can, like, we can spend so much time trying to be like Mike. Is we ever going to get there? How could we be somebody else or be like somebody else in any capacity? So if you can understand that extreme example, then you would have to at least rest in the middle to say, damn, I can only be myself. How do I be myself? How do I become myself? You can only be yourself. You can only be in the situation that you're in now. So the only possible frequency and vibration that you can choose is motherfucking side splitting happiness. Like you can only be motherfucking happy as fuck right now in this moment. That's the only emotion that you should be able to conjure up. Because you could only be where you're at and who you are in this moment. The only reason that you wouldn't be like bust the nut happy is if you had a particular desire. And the fact that you're not living out your desire creates this empty void. And you're going to have that empty void for your whole fucking life. Because there's always a desire, or there's always a regret. There's always a guilt. There's always a shame. There's always a, oh, I never went to homecoming or prom. Imagine my ass sitting here sad about that shit today, and there's nothing I can do about that shit. So the overall gist of the conversation is that your vibration is your responsibility. And if you're going to have all of these reasons to not feel amazing, to not feel happy as fuck, you need to identify every fucking reason that you're not happy as fuck and take it out. Like get rid of it, remove it. Bring out a sword, a machete, an AR-15, an AK-47, and remove every obstacle that's going to stop you from being happy. Okay? And that's pretty much the gist of it. If you want to read the full article, footnotes included, you can check out the first link in the description. Join the Substack. This is a paid article. And as I stated, as much as I can, because I never know, day-to-day shit is always different for me. But I want to write as much as I can. I want to do as many videos as I can. And I want to, just introduce different spiritual concepts throughout these next couple weeks because the downloads and the information is at a high level. And we all can perceive this information. It's not about how much you know, it's about how you feel. And you got to actually understand how you feel. If you're saying the reason that I feel bad is because this, and this, you on bullshit. You got to stop. You got to get off that bullshit. The reason I'm unhappy is because my baby daddy, stop. You on bullshit. The reason I'm not happy, my baby mama, my daddy, I've been through this, I've been through that. I got traumatized here. Stop. Abraham Hicks says 17 seconds. Hold a positive vibration for 17 seconds and just keep shifting. Keep up shifting your vibration. Keep moving your frequency up. Just keep moving up. You understand, through the spectrums. Feel good as much as you can. Don't let the news get to you. Don't let the stories get to you. Your family get to you. Your girlfriend get to you. Your boyfriend get to you. Don't let none of these people get to you, because if you lower your vibration, that's on you. If you raise your vibration, you're gonna be able to get what you want. And this is what's like moving your solar plexus, right? What you truly, truly want out of life is available to you. But if you're not told how to get it, you're gonna be praying to God, wishing for some shit, and God ain't listening to you. God don't give a fuck about what you want. Why would he care about what you want? That doesn't even make sense. So the reality is, up your game, do this work, feel good, right? Feel good. Do what you need to do to feel good. And if you regretting having them kids, you regretting having that one night stand, That's what you need to do that shadow work on. Like, deal with this shit, right? And that's kind of the message. Read the article though; it's much more succinct. No curse words, no motherfuckers, things of that nature. And I'm gonna keep them coming as well. I got a lot of ideas. I got a lot of notes in this good old journal that I'm about to be putting on this Substack. So stay tuned for that. Thank y'all for watching. I really do appreciate everybody taking the time out to watch these videos. Help me out, like the video, share the video. If you're new here, I appreciate you. Subscribe to the channel. If you like content like this is real deal spirituality, real deal teaching, and trying to present information to the collective in a way that they never heard it before, but also in a way that it makes perfect and total and complete sense. So if it's something that I say that you don't understand, you need more clarification, be sure to email me at hoodmystic@gmail.com. Support the channel in any way you can. Check out our link tree, join the Discord, keep the conversation going, raise your vibration, let us know what's the results of when you start feeling good as fuck for no reason. You start manifesting. Hey, the lottery is at $1.1 billion, niggas. I'm thinking about playing that shit. I don't know. I'm thinking about playing it. What y'all said? Man said feelings, emotion, energy, emotion are embodied. Connect the mind, high frequency, to the heart, low frequency. Practicing vanishing and meditation to lower mind frequency. Ashe. If I'm not happy, shouldn't remove myself from the relationship until I worked on myself to avoid it. See, this is what it is, right? If you not happy, don't assume that it's your boyfriend or your girlfriend is the reason that you not happy. And they ass working that damn Waffle House, standing on their feet for 8 hours. They feet got goddamn bunions. They could really use a foot massage, but you not happy. And they the reason why you not happy. It was a nigga fighting, motherfuckers coming from the strip club, ordering a whole bunch of food, tipped them all in quarters, and you the one that's not happy. They like, hey baby, how you doing? Like, I'm doing, I'm not happy. Anything I could do for you? I don't know. And the whole time they need a foot rub. They bunions hurt. So all I'm saying is, if you not happy, before you end a relationship, before you make that man or that woman kiss your ass, try to feel good for yourself. Just look at the situation that you in. Where are you at? Don't try to run. Like, don't try to run from your situation, run from your choices. Stand in that shit for a little bit. And then once you stand in it, say, what can I do to feel better in this moment? Because what's gonna happen if you run away now? You're gonna keep running, and you're gonna keep running, and you're gonna keep running. When it comes to people, if you want to find something wrong with a person, you're gonna keep finding something wrong with a person. But if you find yourself with a person, it's probably a reason that you with them. You know, because it is a part of us that want to sabotage shit. So maybe you sabotaging the relationship, and maybe that's the part of you that you need to deal with. And maybe it could work out if you change your vibration, or maybe not, right? Maybe it's some shit that you need to break away from, but at least give it a shot to feel good. And just like, if you just feel good as fuck, sources gonna give you the solution. It done happened so many times in my life, so many times. Cause I swear, when it come to people, I just be good, right? I just be good, loving, whatever. And then people play games, and then I'm blindsided, like, oh shit. And then if I get caught up in the blindsidedness and I'm like, woe is me, then it will exacerbate and it'll just kind of continue to be a fucked up relationship. But me, I've learned, like, if my partner is down in the dumps, I empathize with her, but I'm not going down in the dumps. I've been to prison. I've been in some rough situations. I can't go in the dumps with you emotionally because my spiritual journey is more important to me. And that might be wrong. But if a motherfucker is sad, I gotta have a barrier up. Cause I can't be sad with you. Right? I gotta stay on my path. I gotta stay on my purpose. And I want the same for you. And we can educate and I could talk to you and we can do these herbs. We can take these capsules. We can microdose. We can do what we need to do to get your emotional and mental health right. But I ain't gonna go down in the depths of hell with nobody, bro. I love you too much. I love myself too much. I love my kids too much. We're not doing that in 2024. And it's the work. It's the work. It's the work. Face it, stand in it, look at it, and figure out how you gonna be happy as hell. In the midst, like happy inhale, like whatever you at, just figure out how you gonna be happy. Go to sleep, just happy as fuck. Like I'm just yes. Spirit gonna come with that goddamn solution in the morning in the midst of your motherfucking trials and tribulations. All because you did the Jedi mind trick. If it's some shit and it's like it's bringing you down and you like, oh, I feel like break it down. Don't. This is a hack. It's called vibration. Read the article, do your own research on the subject, right? Now that you understand it from this perspective, now I'm sending you out into the field. Do some research on vibration. And I guarantee you, this conversation that we had in combination with your own research, you're going to be able to shift your reality. I guarantee motherfucking it, or I'm giving you your money back, all the money that you spent on this free episode of YouTube. I'll catch y'all on the flip side, man. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
I'm living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden.